Hi, this is Military Modeller Paul with my final reveal of my Panzer 2B. This is the 1/16 scale Takom kit. I was going to do updates, and with what was going on, I was building and happily, jolly going along with the build, and I basically thought myself, crumbs, I haven't done an update, and I was right near the end, so I thought myself I'll complete it. So here she is in a sand colour. Now I didn't go overly heavy on the weathering wise. I did do some chips around the hatches a little bit and a little bit of wear along the sides, you'll see in a minute. And I've actually added sand on laying all on the footplate areas and that to dust it down. I use dust and sandproof stuff, so it really makes it look a bit dusty and sandy. Now the camera doesn't do it justice. I've got a bit of natural light coming in on top of this, so I will go up and do an aerial looking down view, and you'll see a bit more what I mean. But yeah, so I'm really happy. I didn't use my metal Aber clamps because I thinned out the handles on these ones and they looked suitable enough for the kit, and I was quite happy. So I've still got those for me later kits, which I've got a 1/16 Panther and Late Panther and a Hunting Tiger, so them clamps will be used on that anyway. So, and as you can see, I left the headlights as they should be. Shouldn't be really, but I like the fact that they're clear. I use Mogotov the old Mogotov pens inside. If I show you that, one of these, but the pen variety. If I do this, one of these. There it is. Whoops, let's get a bit better. There, one of these. But I used the pen version, and just basically when I'd finished painting, I didn't have to worry about masking it. And then I went in there, and you can see a nice bit of shine in there. That's the actual chrome inside, and it looks quite nice. They would look a bit dirtier than that, but the dust has run off it. So that's what I'm saying. So I done them all both three lights like that. Done a bit of chipping around the front here. I don't know if you can see it on the hooks as well. I haven't got a cable on. I've got it finished over there, not painted but finished. And I've looked at a lot of photographs, and a lot of them didn't have them in the position they show you in the kit. Some of them did, some didn't. So I went without it because I look a nice clean front on there. But of course, these vehicles are only light, so they could be towed by basically any other vehicle, including another Panzer 1. So, or even a Panzer 2. So there you go. So the decals went on quite nice. They were a bit thick, but I managed to get them down. I don't know if I go nice and slowly on this. I will go up higher in a minute. The tracks were done with rusty. They're lovely tracks. They're plastic. They clip. You've got pins. The only trouble is, make sure you bore out the actual holes, because the pins are fragile. If you put too much pressure on, they snap. I had a few snap, but luckily I had just enough to do the job, and so that was the case. I'll see it again up for you. I think it looks quite nice. The decals around this went a bit crooked, but then again, you don't really notice it, and because of the fact they were so thick, and all the angles on this were really awkward to do. But I did get it down, and you can see a chip on the corner there where the paint's come off of the grey. There's a few chips along this on the side. A few chips on this as well, on the bar where the crew would jump up and down, but they wouldn't jump up on this side because the hatches to get in the vehicle were on the other side, and they might have come up this side to get into the commander's into this bit, into the actual tank main commander's hatch, but I think that most of the time they've been coming up over the other side. So that's my take on that. Anyway, I managed to get a nice bit of weathering on the thing. I'll zoom in later on. Got a nice bit of rusty exhaust, and all the way around I've got a bit of a stain on there, which you'll see when we go to the top angle, where they've been filling fuel and a few drops on. I didn't put the chains on these in. I looked at some photographs, and there weren't many I could see with chains. I know they did them on Panzer 4s. I've seen them on chains on there, but anyway, so I left that off in the end. I went with it. I may put them on later on because I can actually still go there. You see the light? There's the light there. I've done it with the red, and I should dirty it up a bit, but I might do a bit of dust on it later on. But I was quite happy. I used the Tamiya Clear in 2 coats. Here it is. That's it. And basically I used that on it, and all I did was paint it on nice and carefully, let it dry, and then went with another coat. Give it a bit of deepness there, and that worked well nice. The wood, I've done the wood with life colour, wood colours, the warm colours I think they were called, and I've done that, and it looks quite nice. It's a nice sort of a newish bit of timber. It's been shoved into the bracket there. Coming round again, round this side. The suspension all works on this. I managed to get the suspension working. You can see a few bits and pieces over there that the old dust has come on it nice and it stayed there, so I left that on there as well. Comes round, and we're back. The aerial's up and does move, so that's quite nice. So now I'm going to stop there and I'm going to switch off, and I'll be back in a couple of seconds because I'm going to go and move the camera up looking down. Right, here we are with the top view. Now I think you can see a lot of the sand that's in these areas laying on the crevices and the corners. I put it on there and wiped it off. You can see a bit of grey where they've actually, the actual sand colour of the paint's rubbed out, and you can see patches of grey coming through, and the same round they walk where they're in and out. The chips along these hatches, they're very subtle, so I'm going to see if I can zoom in and see if we can keep it a bit. Don't know whether that's any good like that. It looks clear on the camera, so I hope it's clear anyway, but I'm not going to go much further because it does lose a bit of focus then. You can see there's all the chips in along there. You might be able to see along the side. If I don't know if I can bring the light over a bit better, that's it. And you can see the actual pipe's got sand laying in the crevices where it comes on, and you might, when I come around, if I could drop down a bit more. There's the shovels, a bit of wear and tear, and the wood colour and a bit of sandy colour, and all on the handles, so that was quite nice. I was quite pleased with this way it's turned out. How turret still turns, obviously. There you go. So you can have it turned a little bit there in that way. I done the gun and the actual used a bit of grey, and then I put a bit of sand on it top because it looks like sand's got actually gone to the actual gun as well. Let's move back out a fraction. Move it up a bit. That's it. Now here we go, so I'm going to come around towards the back now. Now I think you can see the stains there, a little bit of stains there where it's dried, and the sand has got into it a little bit, so that was okay. The also I drilled out, as I said before, looks quite nice, and I've got a bit of sand laying in the crevices here, and a little bit laying in all where the bolts are going. A lot of people put that dark in there. It looks nice, but I think that because the vehicle was quite big, the sand actually shows the detail, but it's laying in the actual crevices where the actual bolts or screws actually hold the panels in place are actually there. So I was quite happy with that, and a bit of sand laying around bits and pieces. Loose sand laying in, you can see just bits of looser sand. It doesn't come off, it just seems to sit there, which is quite nice. Come around a bit further. See the exhaust? It's quite nice and rusty, and not completely black rust, so it's just rust that's on the surface, and in the desert it would get rusty pretty quick anyway. And around this side, move up a little bit. There you go. Coming round. And back. I'll just put it like that. And I'll just move the camera slightly down. You do lose the aerial, but it is there. Now what I did with the aerial is I sprayed it sand colour at the bottom, but I left the top Panzer grey, so it's got a bit of a definition difference on the actual aerial. So I'm quite pleased for that. And so anyway, I'm going to call that completed. I might go back and chip a bit more later on at some point, but I'm quite happy how she looks. She's going to sit in front of my Tiger, not on this bit of wood. Going to sit in front of my Tiger 1 to give a size differential between the Panzer 1B and the actual Tiger 1 in 1/16 as well. So they're going to look quite nice. They're going to complement each other as such. So anyway, so that's the end of my short final video on the Panzer 2, and I am very, very sorry that I didn't do other updates as well. I should have done, but with what's going on with this COVID-19, I was just concentrating on the model whenever I got upstairs and did a bit of work on it. And as I said, that's what I've done. And I'm actually going to do a update tomorrow on my Tiger 1, which is part of the Stuck in the House build, and with 3 other modelers, and I'll mention them again tomorrow. But anyway, that's what I'm doing. I've got quite a way into that as well, and my B7 is still in the box over there, ready to spray, so that hasn't been left behind. But I'm going to finish my Tiger next as well, before I carry on with the B7 to actually finish that off, and so there you go. I'm sorry for as I said again, for no updates, but I think you can see the actual weathering quite nicely on that way, the way the sand is actually been laying on the foot plates and everything, because obviously it's running through the desert, and obviously no mud underneath this, but I did put a bit underneath. I did leave bits of grey paint showing under the fenders round the bottom, just fractionally, so you can see where they sprayed underneath it, and of course the actual didn't get into every crevices. So yeah, I'm quite happy with this. I'd like to build another one, but as I said, I would like to build the actual that next version up with the 5 road wheels instead of the 4, because that's a bit longer chassis. That would be quite an interesting build as well. But a Panzer II would be better, obviously. Anyway, so thank you very much for watching this video, and thank you for all my new subscribers. I'm really pleased with that. But like I said, I do this purely for a bit of fun as well. So I'm not really into it for the subscribers for financial reasons. I'm just purely doing it for fun, and I enjoy doing it, and enjoy the modelling as well. So thank you very much for watching, and keep safe in this environment we're living in at the moment. And I hope it goes back to normal as soon as possible. Happy modelling. Catch you next time. Bye.